Today I am going to be sharing our third and final bathroom makeover. Hey there, my name is Yami. I am your Latina next door. Welcome back to Mi Casa, where I share high-end home decor and DIYs on a budget, as well as extreme before and after room transformations. If that's something you enjoy, please make sure to hit like and subscribe so that you too can become part of the familia. So, I have shown y'all my son's bathroom makeover, as well as the master bathroom makeover. And today, I am sharing the bathroom that belongs to my daughters. The state of the bathroom was pretty bad. That poster board that you see right there was covering up a hole from when we replumbed the entire house. We just put a poster board up there. The ceiling still had popcorn ceilings. The vents were pretty filthy and dusty, and none of that dust would actually come off. There was a lot of old finishes like this out-of-date granite countertop, the wood on the cabinet, the linoleum on the floors, and just so many wood touches throughout the space that were outdated. The doors were the ones that we had replaced earlier when we first moved in. The cabinet, though, was pretty rough and it had outdated handles, and that light fixture, I have no idea where it came from. Of course, the bathtub was a very outdated almond color. It was a nice large bathtub, but it wasn't very pretty. Now, the first thing we actually did was get the countertops replaced. The sink already had a crack in it, and as you can see, when they were removing it, it broke. So it was kind of nice that we got that replaced the very first thing we did. We opted for a nice white quartz, which is my favorite. It's what we have in my master bathroom as well as our kitchen. My husband next removed all of the popcorn ceiling and sanded the ceilings smooth. Then it was off to demoing the floors. He had to take away the subfloor before we could put down the cement board for the new tile that we were going to install. As for paint, I decided to go with Repose Gray for the walls, and I decided to do this first of all because we had the can of paint at home and we didn't have to go buy anything new. And one thing I did decide to do different this time was actually take the color all the way up to the ceiling, covering the crown molding as well. I had seen this done in other homes and I thought I might as well give it a try here, and honestly I really do love the way it turned out. Now we started just by painting the area right above the tub because we wanted to reglaze the tub. Yes, I know. We had a disaster beforehand, and if you can believe me, we actually did this before the sink disaster in my master bathroom. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are curious as to what our process was and what we did. Now, it wasn't perfect and we did have several issues along the way, but we decided to try this product called EcoPel, and it's supposed to be made specifically for bathtub resurfacing, and it is a more expensive, supposed to be a better quality epoxy. We prepped and did everything by the book, and we were very hopeful that this would work. And unfortunately, it didn't give us as great results as we thought. I will say though, it doesn't have any odor like it says. It is more expensive than what you see there out on the market, and it's a lot more thicker of a formula. It's supposed to be a one and done deal, which is what was really attractive to us. Again, we followed everything, and as you can see here, it's a crazy mess is what it seems like, and we were pretty intimidated. However, we worked really hard to get this done and get it done right. The only thing that didn't work out for us was the self-leveling technology. It's supposed to level itself out, and unfortunately we had a lot of streaks show up. Everything else was fine, and even the surface of it was super hard and super smooth. So if it would have leveled out by itself, it would have been a great product and we would have totally recommended it. Of course, we're not sure whether or not we missed a step, even though we saw many YouTube videos on it, or if just our bathtub was too big of a surface area that it just could not deal with it. We don't know. So what ended up happening was after it cured, and let me tell you something, that product cures really fast. My husband went in and sanded the entire bathtub smooth. Then I came in with some of the Rust-Oleum epoxy, and I gave everything 3 coats over this Ecopel coating. Now I was able to give it a nice smooth finish. I figured out how to do it with a roller and how to get no bubbles, and it worked out. So I do think this reglazing will last. Next, it was time to take that dinosaur of a light fixture off, and boy was I happy for it. Once that light fixture was removed, I was able to go in and paint the rest of the walls. All right, so at this point, Nelson already took the light fixture above. Right there, we've been painting above it. We have 1 full coat over the entire wall. I have my little light right there shining because he wanted to see how the tile would lay down, and that's how we're gonna lay it down. So he was just kind of testing it out, making sure it looked good. The tub is finally painted. That is behind us. And right here, he already has the light fixture above the toilet already installed. So right now what we're gonna do is do the 2nd coat of paint. That way everything is nice and done above. That could start drying so that we can start working on this. And then we can just tile the entire floor. So today, paint and tiling. And then tomorrow we can come back in, we can grout and put the light fixture up there, and then hopefully let all that dry, and then we'll come back and start painting the cabinet and then putting the frame around the mirror. Hello, new light fixture. In order to save a little bit of money, we picked this up at one of those liquidation centers. Next, we were ready to tile. We decided to go with the same shape that we used for our son's bathroom. However, we decided to go this time with a more white marble look. Installation this time went pretty smoothly since we had already learned how to work with this type of tile and had done it previously, so that helped. And while Nelson completed the tile, I took that wooden towel rack that was already there and I gave it a quick makeover by adding some primer and some white spray paint. After all of the tile had set overnight, the following day we came back in and grouted. We went with the color silver for the grout. Once the floors were complete, it was time to tackle that very ugly, outdated brown cabinet. Now, Nelson had already primed the cabinet for me, and then I went in here really quick and added some contact paper to the inside. I had this on hand already, so it didn't come out of pocket. It was already in my house and left over from when I did my bottom cabinets in my kitchen. So it's not my favorite pattern, but it works because it's free. And it always helps just to add some nice fresh contact paper on the bottom of any cabinet. I did this to the other bathrooms and again in my kitchen, and no matter how outdated your cabinets may be or if there's any stains, it always freshens it up and makes it look brand new. Once that was down, it was time to prime and paint the cabinet doors. And I have a complete video on how to paint cabinets, and I'll link it in the description box below. I use this method for my kitchens, for all baths, and it works very well. I always start off with a brush, getting all of the crevices and any creases that a cabinet might have, and then I come in with a roller. Once everything was primed and dry, I came in with a very beautiful green color that I had selected. Now this is from my vision board, and I was determined to paint it this color because I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. Now the process is the same for this. Always start with your brush and then smooth everything out with your roller. I always like to do the insides of the cabinet doors first and then flip them over and complete the exterior. If there are any imperfections on the first side that you created, at least it's going to be on the inside of the door and not on the outside. I also did the same thing for my cabinet drawers. Doing this properly will require having to do this over a couple of days. You do want to make sure that your paint cures between coats and before installing the pieces back onto your cabinet. Something else that needed some serious attention were the door hinges, and these ones are actually exposed. It's just the way the cabinet doors were made and installed. So I decided to take some hammered silver paint and spray paint them. Now it doesn't end up being exactly the same color as the handles that I chose to replace the old ones with for the cabinet pulls, but it'll do. Next, I reinstalled this little wire drawer pull-out that the cabinet already had. It was really easy because the holes were already there. And then Nelson and I added the hinges as well as the door pulls. Next, we reinstalled the towel rack. And then we had some leftover trim from when we repaired a couple of our doorways that were damaged when we moved in, and decided to use that to create a frame around the mirror. We used the combination of liquid nails and a nail gun, and no, Nelson is not nailing the frame into the mirror. There was space on either side, and he added some shims so that he can raise the frame and be able to nail them in. Finally, I needed to paint the frame around the mirror. I also needed to add the remaining light bulbs and glass to the light fixture. I didn't have them there because they were actually in my way while I was painting. And then finally I needed to paint both doors inside the bathroom, one to the linen closet and the other to actually access the bathroom. And I painted all of the baseboards that Nelson had installed. Now I didn't show this part, but we did remove all of the wire shelves from that closet and repainted the entire thing to match the rest of the walls. And of course, finally, I added some nice little touches here and there so that the girls would enjoy their bathroom whenever they were in it. I made sure to stock up on everything the girls would need, as well as some accessories, and I refilled the linen closet. Okay, here's the before in case you forgot. And here is the after. I really love how this space turned out, and if you did too, please make sure to hit like, and don't forget to let me know in the comments below which part of the bathroom transformation was your favorite. I hope you all enjoyed the video this week, and I will see you back here next week with another home decor and DIY video. In the meantime, you can watch more videos right here, and I will see you back next Wednesday. Until then, adios!